episodes.
200 episodes.
Come on, yeah. Drinking the manly drinks, pink lemonade and that. You get me? Responsible. Do you know what I wanted to talk to you guys about though? So Top Boy is what, a few weeks away?
It's
this Saturday.
It's on the 13th.
Crazy. So there was like the Top Boy premiere, Top Boy Netflix premiere, red carpet thing. Drake was in town. A lot of influencers and actors and people were down there. I've seen Rap Man. His Blue Story is coming out very soon. He's linked up with BBC, Paramount, and obviously signed with Jay-Z in it.
Yeah,
so it's a really big deal. And now these things have had a lot of attention. It feels like a lot of eyes, ears, whether that's just social media, press, etc. And it started a conversation around whether we need more hood films or is this kind of played out? We keep being given the same type of content. So I wanted to bring the conversation to the gentleman in the room that with me right now and get your thoughts and opinions on that.
I don't think it's played out, man. Do you know why, bruv? Like, everything is so young. Like, as much as you may feel like there's so much of it, everything is so young. And for people actually monetizing off this thing, like, it's very early doors, innit? We're only seeing victories as of recent times. It's just that because we're in the culture, we're so used to it, innit? But there's a wider audience that hasn't been, like, it hasn't reached them. Yeah. So the idea of, like, oh, I want to see something different, it's like, yeah, we do, but there's an opportunity for it to finally go further with what you actually built with and actually make something from it. Whereas all the things you've done prior, you may have not been monetizing from it, or you may have not been getting the accolades that you needed or deserved from it because you just weren't in the platform wasn't there. So it's like someone making a hit record and then they make another record that sounds similar. Like, I want to hear change your style. It's like, bro, let me at least secure my bag,
just bust,
like,
man.
You get me? Like, this is what I want to do. Like, let me try my thing in it. I'm still finding my footing. So I feel like we're so quick to critique nowadays just because everything is so digested so quickly. Yeah. Or not even actually not digested. People's attention span is so short. So
I mean, I understand one element of it where it's like we're almost romanticizing, glamorizing violence, the roads, that drug dealer story, the violence, all that stuff. But then I look and this argument I was having, it kind of ties into the point H is making, is that this thing is so young. So I think people go and they see, so we've had Bullet Boy was one of our really earliest like standout moments.
I think that was like one of the first to come to cinema.
So like not mainstream, but like we've reached a certain level. Then we had years later Kidulthood. Of course, we've had your stuff on your channel 4s, like your dub plate dramas. I love a film called One Day, set in Birmingham.
I remember
almost
that.
like a hip hop opera.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It was a musical. Where's my Skrilla done?
Yeah, where's my Skrilla done? And it's got Dylan Duffus who plays Flash, and he's in The Intent. You've got Lady Leisha in there as well. Like, I really enjoyed it. I think that's proper authentic, even with the singing and stuff inside it.
They made that work, man.
It works. That works. But that was on a certain level as well.
Do you know what? Yeah, like my memories of that movie. Yeah, I was just laughing throughout. Yeah, because of like how they just broke into song. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? It's so mad.
Girls are girls are from, what's it? Amanda are from Mars and girls are from Venus. Lady Leisha night in the shopping centre. They buck up on their baby phone. She's with the other girl, and she's like, "Oh, you're chatting to her, you're chatting to me," and they broke out into song. It's so funny.
And the thing is that like we're no strangers to musicals, innit? Yeah. We've been watching musicals from early. Yeah. So, but to see it in like an element that we kind of understand and know, sometimes it's funny just to see it like a real tense situation, and then they just break into song.
Yeah, no, that was funny. But examples I was making were it's been on a certain level. Then we've had obviously years later Top Boy, but obviously that was. It got shelved. It got cancelled. If it wasn't for Drake, we wouldn't have Top Boy now. So even when we feel like something is like one authentic, because that was also always a problem, it's a story being told true to like how we know it. And I think they got it right with season 1 and 2 of Top Boy. I feel like they got it right with One Day. I hope they get it right with Blue Story, but I haven't seen it yet. I think they got it right to a degree with Bullet Boy and Kidulthood. But outside of that, a few weeks ago with our episode of 90s Baby, we all laughed and joked about the intent. There's certain ones that haven't got it right for me, innit? So this one with Rapman is another level. Now having Drake affiliated and attached to Top Boy is another level. And if we're keeping it a buck, violence and sex sells. I feel like sometimes we're a lot harder on ourselves. I'm talking about our culture and black people and inner city London. I know it's not just London, it's wide reaching, but like urban communities. The argument I was having on the internet with Vans was that, and someone I think Satya might be as well, someone else, was that if you look at East End gangster flicks, next year, 100 of those will come out, documentaries, YouTube stuff, film stuff, mob films from in regards to like the mob in Italy will come out, no problem. There's a genre that has a proven track record that works. We're also seeing what I feel like is cinema going backwards, where we've got Bad Boys 3 coming out. We've got all these remakes. You've got all them trying to force these sequels. They're doing a Coming to America 2 or 3, whatever.
Hey, bro,
like,
you know what I saw a trailer for? Rambo.
Yeah,
we don't need that.
I see that.
So cinema in itself,
I didn't. Do you know what? Yeah, I didn't see the trailer, but I walked past the Odeon the other day and I saw the big billboard, and I was like, Jesus Christ! Yeah. You know when like you can tell, Donnie's old just by looking at his neck. Yeah. The neck is mad droopy. Yeah. Like, bro, give it up. Like,
they're trying to use nostalgia to sell films, isn't it? And I don't blame them, because you got your stuff like your subscription services. The download and the legal download has killed the game as well. People ain't going to cinema like that. So
I call them movies buzz movies. They're just there for that particular moment, like as an advertisement. And then it'll do what it will do, but it won't be remembered. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, these things are needed, but the films that are really excelling aren't those films.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Like, and the argument that I was having, I was on the same page as like, I'm a little bit tired because, no pun intended, I've gone from I've gone through kidulthood to adulthood, and I'm still seeing the same kind of narrative within within our scene, within black cinema. And Foles used, the East End and the Italian mob stuff, and I was like, okay, cool, that's you'll have an element of that, in white cinema, where you have like your East End stuff, but then you'll have other things. So in black cinema, I want to see the road stuff, then I want to see more options. Yeah. And the thing is that like, we have quite a few series on television nowadays where it's not that, it's something different. We've had Famalam, we've had Enterprise, we've had
Time Wasters
on. With
bro,
people
growing
that
up
we
on
know.
TV, we had Kaching.
Yeah, we had.
I feel like sometimes people just act like these things don't happen, and what happens is they don't give it the genuine attention. I'm sure you can walk and chew gum at the same time. You can do two things, but I feel some people see the fanfare and the noise around like a Top Boy or Blue Story and go, all these other things, we need more of them. But when they're given them, how many of you actually give your energy to those things? Because I know from speaking to a lot of these people in those rooms where like some of those shows don't do numbers they should do. So we gave you the content you wanted, and you're not seeing it all the way through. Because we have if you're that invested and feel that we need more options, then also the audience has to do its job as well. Of course, production, the actors, creators have to make sure it's on levels, innit? Just because it's positive or a different story doesn't mean it can't be shit. We talk about rappers and I'm being conscious, but you're boring.
And
like,
I'm talking
it still has to be good.
I'm talking from like, we've mentioned series and stuff which is cool, but I'm talking in terms of like cinema. This is someone that goes to the cinema a lot, and it's not even just to watch the most popular movies that are out there. I go watch independent movies, I go watch British movies, and I just wanted to see something else. And the last British movie that I went to see in a cinema, I can't even remember what it was called. It was a comedy, essentially, but it was based on the roads. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, can we have something else?
But you go cinema a lot, for real, fam.
Yeah.
I probably don't, That's why I just... Like,
I even go on my own.
Yeah.
I treat him as like a unicorn.
No, it's just
like... I like films, innit? So I go and watch as many as I can. And even
really
like
maxing out that Cineworld card. That's you.
And the thing is, I don't even have that.
Bro, what the fuck?
But I'm trying to think of like where I live. Where is the nearest Cineworld, please?
Wait, so you're just going there and racking out? You just paying full whack? Oh, you got money.
He's been a point. So.
Nah,
You see what he said earlier, but if he comes in to protect,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be surprised.
Nah. Because if you go to like the main cinemas, like viewing that, if you go on a Monday, bruv, like it's cheap, innit?
Oh,
just don't
Dr.
go-
Van Dross, you're back.
But bro,
You're back.
come on.
To be
You're
fair,
back.
views are doing like mad deals now. I've seen a few of them saying like £5 all day.
Yeah, bro.
Because no one's going cinema.
Yeah, a lot of people like
Fair.
aren't going cinema. I was telling you about the time I went to see Captain Marvel on my ones.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep. There was no one in the cinema. There was like
woke
three,
you up, bro.
there was like 3 or 4 other people in there. Bruv, it's mad. And this is a Marvel movie. Like, it was late, innit?
Okay.
But at the same time, you would still expect to see people there, innit?
Yeah.
100%.
So
And it does. You're right. The cinema viewership is dwindling. Bro,
I just wanted to see us broaden a little bit in terms of cinema, because there's been like and there was another program on Sky Atlantic. I think it was Venus versus Mars.
Yeah.
Don't know if you've
I remember that.
Letitia
story.
Hector was in
Teacher
there.
Hector, yeah.
And that was something that I really enjoyed. I don't know what's happened to
You had
it.
Chewing Gum with Michaela Cole.
Exactly.
And she's got another thing on Netflix with her and Lorenze Kearney that used to be on EastEnders. I forgot I can't remember what it's called. It's almost like a musical type thing as well.
I want people to kind of like get into a point where we have the opportunity to create film and give us something different.
Yeah.
You know, Idris Elba's directorial debut was Yardi, and that's still very much so
I know what you mean,
gangland
yeah.
type. And you would think someone of that caliber has the opportunity. Like, obviously, it's his first, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
But it does also tie into maybe what H was saying earlier. As much as I get that side of it, if the successes are still very new in that space that we might deem as played out, that may have to happen first. And then we can do the others, because in as much as, we've seen a lot of it, remember, that's for you.
Yeah.
That stuff we've been immersed and grew up in and we paid a lot of attention to.
yeah.
But we still haven't had it on that level. And now I can't remember who it was. Someone was saying to me that they feel like maybe it's a little bit of us trying to mirror what happens in the US, where like they've got cult classics like A Paid in Full, and they've got certain things which films are like we know that that's a banger, innit?
Yeah.
I can't say we have that definitively. The only one for me that would be like a Kidulthood.
Yeah.
Kidulthood.
Bullet Boy we enjoyed,
yeah.
it was new, but it's more because it was Ashley's redemption story, innit? That's what it was really. Kidulthood is the one.
Kidulthood, like
And we
people
haven't
tell
had
you about
anything-
experiences about like having like going to the cinema and watching it.
precisely.
Everyone going to the cinema watching Kidulthood and adulthood.
And but at the same time, how well does that age as well? Like watching that now,
I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it back
Yeah,
in
so
a while.
we'll have to wait and
Brotherhood
see.
came, the trilogy. There's been a trilogy.
Yeah.
The Stormzy's in Brotherhood, which came out a couple of years ago.
but that was cool.
I haven't seen it,
was
but
cool, it was cool.
it was just like, all right, cool, man.
Yeah.
Like, how many hoods are we gonna get? Because there's another hood as well. Do you know what I'm
That was
saying?
stupid.
Yeah, that was.
There's another hood, and then you've got stuff like Attack the Block. It's just like
No.
Attack the Block.
Attack the Block was good because that's not hood from that's sci-fi.
Yeah,
Attack
yeah.
the Block sci-fi.
I like more of that stuff. as well.
yeah. I hear you.
Because
I hear
if you're gonna do then the roads or the block stuff,
Do it like
it's a
that.
different perspective, and like that's John Boyega in there doing his thing, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah. No, I watched it and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was just like, you know, a bunch of kids like just
I would like
around.
more
and-
stuff like that. If they're
Yeah,
gonna do
man.
more, if they're gonna do more movies like that with a bit more budget, like think up more out the box. Like, you can do the hood stuff. I like it. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But when I saw what's the one with Ratman Blue?
Blue Story.
Blue Story.
I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Another one. It's got to be decent, but like you're on another platform now where you
Paramount,
can now,
like-
you can actually maybe like take it to another level, bring some sci-fi into it,
Yeah.
use your imagination even more. Do it hood.
I think.
But he also
I
said he's
think-
going to tell the story more
Yeah.
with like trauma. So there's a side of the roads that maybe we don't always get told. So like the trauma, the PTSD, the losses. So it's not like the glamorization of like.
But
Yeah.
you can do it in like in a hidden message where you know when you're doing a futuristic hood film, but it has like subliminals in it. So
Yeah.
you make yourself feel like, oh, this is how. it
But
is
you
in
know
this
what?
day.
Yeah, like sometimes, and I've got to give him the benefit of the doubt in it because at the end of the day,
The film hasn't even dropped yet.
the film hasn't
It's
dropped.
possibly gonna
Number
be a
one,
good film.
the film has. Yeah, it's probably going to be a good film. Like because I feel like Ratman's had his purpose for a minute. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like he just started doing this rap kind
And
of
the worst
story
thing about it,
narrative.
he's told. You know the bad thing about it? It's us as well, bro. He's told stories, different stories. You know, if you go and watch back, he's got the same way he does his format of his storytelling with the visuals, talking about mental health.
Yeah.
Years ago when it wasn't the buzzword or the anything and it wasn't
The
cool.
suicidal thing.
So man is given different perspectives.
And the thing is that with rap, man, yeah, I feel like, you know, when like an artist comes out, like a rapper, for example, and they say that their first album is your whole life in that one project.
Yeah.
I feel like this is what he's been wanting to tell
Okay,
for
so you mean,
so long.
Oh, I see.
Now he's got the opportunity. He's gonna tell it.
And also,
And no one can
it's
tell
an
you anything
authentic
different.
story. It's the ghetto versus Nam. So like Blue Borough versus Peckham beef, and he is from there. And I've seen some of the stills from some of the stuff they've been shooting. He's got people that are from the ends and are directly like still technically doing their thing in the film as well. So you're gonna get a more on the ground authentic.
Yeah.
I hope anyway.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm
it's
being
cool.
optimistic in it.
And like, you can be creative, yeah, by creating something without necessarily having the most out of the park imagination. We're looking at him like he's some sort of Jordan Peele. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, for him to give us subliminals behind what we're seeing right in front of us.
Yeah, I heard that.
It would be nice. It would be great for someone to come up, and we're birthing stars at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Damson Idris is out here, yeah.
Doing these things.
Doing
But
his
look
thing.
at that though. Look at that though,
But
Vans.
Damson
What's the
Idris,
story?
I'm out to get you, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Talk to me, Vans. What's up?
Damson Idris, obviously, the latest season of Snowfall,
Yeah.
came out recently, right? And he's on Jimmy Kimmel, big time, innit? He's hit Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about where he's from, innit? Damson Idris.
He's from Ends, man.
He's from Ends, innit?
Woolly
Elephant.
Road. Yeah,
Woolly
Woolly
Road.
Road, Elephant and Castle.
I'm thinking, all right, cool. Man's going to give us some authentic London, South London accent. Man gave us some Charles Dickens accent. I'm thinking, what going for the man there? So obviously, like, he's retelling the story about how he, first came about with the role and stuff. John Singleton, LA culture, blah, blah, speaking to people, whatever. And he's doing the LA accent very well.
Yeah.
And then he's moving him back and forth with the English accent, the British accent,
But it sounds.
and the British. I'm like, bro, who are you?
Yeah. He's you know what, yeah, sometimes, you know, when you're mixing different lingos, yeah, all the time, yeah, he kind of probably
Man said
forgot
Kilo
himself.
Shelle Wagwan.
I'm like, Daniel Kaluuya could never. Yeah?
He's probably forgot himself a little bit there.
Man
Realised where
forgot.
he was.
Man is acting like, yeah, he's not from a place where they have the grimiest shopping centre here that we've ever seen. Man is giving us a mad accent.
That Elephant and Castle shopping centre is not a shopping centre.
Fam.
It's just a walkway between.
It's a trap. It's a bando.
It's a walkway between the overground and the underground.
Bro, it's the bando, innit?
Relax. Have some respect.
For people trying to create businesses.
Entrepreneurs, bro.
Get out of here, bro. I'm done.
You don't adding sauce to what I'm saying. It's light, man. I ain't saying that.
But I was like, what is this, fam? Like,
Yeah.
we do this just further like feeds the narrative to ignorant Americans that this is how we
100%.
speak, innit?
Yeah.
We don't speak like that, bro.
Yeah,
Fix up, Damson, fam. But we're happy for you, innit? Like,
Look at that. What is bare tough love? Man said, listen, come around the corner quick.
We are it's true though, because like we are getting ourselves into, like, you can tell that man's been trained in it, because I think some would argue that it's easier to do an American accent as a British person than an American trying to do a British accent.
Why?
Just because like we've been the American culture has been like thrown at us, innit?
Okay.
In regards to like music,
Is your thing on?
series. Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
Music, movies,
I see what you
series
mean,
and
okay,
stuff.
yeah.
Like a lot of black young Americans never knew about us until like recent years. You know, Idris first bus is Stringer Bell over there,
And they
knew.
were like, they were almost like appalled and upset that, oh my god, he's lied to us.
That's when you're a good actor, fam.
I've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray.
Man started believing your fucking role, blood.
I was like, no, are you sure you really from? No, you're from New York.
Man said, I can't believe you lied.
Nah.
It's like, I'm a fucking actor.
But then
bro.
within that, it's a side conversation, Have you ever change your voice a little bit in a job interview?
Yeah,
your
but
work
man was
scenario.
talking like he was seeking employment. You're employed, bruv. Like, what do you mean? Like, you don't have to prove yourself anymore. You're in the door, innit? Like, what, are you trying to jump to HBO? Like, you leaving FX to go to HBO? Is that why you're speaking that way? It's bad, bruv. But, yeah, man. All in all, man, we're happy in it. But in regards to the initial conversation that we were having about, you know, having the same type of movies.
Yeah.
I think there's still time for progress.
There definitely is. Enterprise season 2 is being filmed right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's also maybe it's not us. It's the platforms and the conduits. Like we mentioned a certain amount of programs. So Family was on BBC 3.
Yeah.
That's not even on TV anymore. That channel. So that plays a part.
Yeah.
Enterprise is on BBC 3 also. Time Wasters, bigger budget. And that was on ITV, and shouts to my G's, they had like went and did BAFTA and bare things and that. So that's a slightly different level. Back in the double plate drama was on Channel 4.
Yeah.
At a weird, it was like 10 o'clock. 10.
Yeah, 10.
And that was like interactive. You could pick what the ending was going to be. I think that was quite ahead of his time. That's one that we always forget. But maybe there's a conversation to be had about not us, but the people that hold the key to power.
Yeah.
In regards to where they're positioned, because if we already don't watch a lot of TV and the thing's not on a channel, it's going to be even when Samson KO's show called Sliced.
Yeah.
That was on Dave TV.
Not many people are still like are on Dave. Do you know what I'm saying?
You've
But
got to make it easy on the audience. It's like,
yeah.
imagine having this podcast that you had it so long and not trying to move into a visual space and be on YouTube and people know this is the platform, it's built.
Yeah.
You should be on here because everybody else is on here.
And the thing is that like, you know, we want to compare it to, let's say, our counterparts, like, you know, the white audience. You had a series called The In-Betweeners, right?
Yeah.
Which used to come on at 10 o'clock on E4.
Yeah.
So essentially, like, we're thinking about the outreach here. Not many people are going to be on E4 at 10 p.m. At night. But it did so
I'm
well.
more of a Skins guy, to be honest. Skins is my
Skins did
Skins
very
was
well.
9. What time was that? 9?
It was around
Misfits.
9.
Misfits, yeah.
Those were things that are bust, but they're not predominantly black.
Yeah.
But In-Betweeners was the one to make it into the silver screen.
Yeah.
2 movies. Do you know what I'm saying? They're even talking about making a third. I don't think so, because them man are grown now.
Yeah.
They were grown then, but they're grown now, innit?
Yeah.
So if we do something, like if we continue making good enough content, there's going to be calls for a movie, which makes sense. You know, people are going to want to invest in it. So yeah, man, like all the movies that come out, we have to sort of like support it. It just builds the scene. And I think like a lot of people they're giving that tough love perspective on what we should be doing, because like we're all elevating now at an alarming rate. We see how well we're doing in the music. We want to translate that success over into
hold ourselves
the acting
accountable, but
world.
sometimes cut ourselves slack and just have a bit more context, because like they don't need that directive family and got a BAFTA. No one talks about it.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got a BAFTA.
And the thing is,
That's not validation, but like in that mainstream space,
but that's
I'm a
information
BAFTA
also.
award-winning director. I have something
it's information though as well,
on my shelf, like it's there.
because I think like the generic consumer doesn't know too much about directors.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Or producers, or who did this movie. They just want to know who's the star and lead.
Like someone from our space, one of the man them, a black brother, being successful. So actually, I don't negate or ignore the other side where like we need better stories to be told. We need different, because like we said, how many times like across the last couple of weeks, we're probably a lot more like an OV or like one of the normal man them than like the typical road you that will be in a film. Man knows them man from the ends they're around us, but we're normal. So where's the normal brothers? Where's that story like? Or where's the black female human being writers that have got a different perspective, and what was their experience like in the ends? And maybe it's not just a road story.
Yeah.
Just give us something that's creative.
And how we like look at American movies. How many like high school led movies have we seen come out in America?
Loads.
How many party based movies, like you know, like the whole American
How
Pie
High and
like
sorority clubs and fraternities
like
and
Project X, like we lived those experiences, bro. We went uni, we like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot to write.
yeah, but
about
our uni
that
story
stuff.
be mad, man. We'll be talking about DMU and that. It's mad, fam.
Yeah,
Freshers versus returners, coach raves, uni house. Fam, our thing. I don't know if that needs to go on the big screen, bro.
That'll be good to see though, man.
It can.
As a series, anyway.
But then that's also lacking a bit of originality. We're just retelling what they do in the US. So we've got to pick our poison, innit?
Bro, do you know what it is?
No, because we're still living these experiences regardless of like.
But we're seeing what's happened over there and what's worked, and we're going, what's our own version of? Even though yes, we have those experiences. What's our own version of?
A lot of movies come from
America,
what we've lived.
Yeah.
It's not even like that. It's come from America. They're just the ones that have done it first. Do you know what I'm saying? And America like bite from like the Japanese and like there are other places in the world that we haven't had the opportunity to see. Like a lot of horror movies. Like there was a famous one called The Ring. Don't know if you remember the horror movie The Ring. That came from like Japan, bro. Like a lot of these horror stuff.
Nah, man, them man about in Nollywood, fam.
Yeah, man.
That's real terror.
So there's a.
Well, have you ever seen the Babalawo?
You don't want to see that.
In whiteface. Yeah, whiteface.
Hopefully we could just break through the door and do it, man. Like we're birthing stars in it. So
100%.
once we all come together and create like, some authentic British film, then yeah.
But it's coming. Mo the Comedian's got his Netflix special coming out in like 20 days.
That's amazing.
That's good, man.
That's
Yeah,
sick, bro.
That's going out to how many countries?
A lot. A lot, bro. It's
More stonies for the man them.
More stories.
So yeah, Mo, like he's really killing it, man, at the moment. So
yeah, September the 30th, Mo Gilligan, Momentum is the name of the Netflix special. It's
fitting, that's fitting.
140 countries. He's not the first to get a Netflix special. If I'm right, I think it's Jeannie Ashere.
Who is she?
She's a female comedian.
Okay.
Female human being comedian. Because we're not meant to say female, so you say you've got to add the human being. My PC bag this week. And I watched hers, it was
Do you know what? We have certain people from our communities that have bust, but how much do we care about them, or how much do they care about us once they go into the space?
That's a fair conversation.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because Mo is like someone that we've been championing for years, and someone that's kept his ears and eyes to the culture within what we're doing, and he's around the same age bracket, so I guess he reaches out to us more.
And also he's more current in terms of social media. I think you also got that plays a massive part, because look at like, I don't want to get into like a weird nerdy comedian conversation. Look at Kojo going to Britain's Got Talent to go and capture a new audience. Someone like him, I do feel for him, because Kojo's done the circuit with comedy, In terms of like black comedy and underground circuit, there isn't much more Kojo can do in regards to comedy.
You don't even have to tell me that, boy, because man was there on a Sunday, Cork's Wine Bar, Kojo's shows that he used to do.
Hey, the key thing there is wine. That's why Vans is there.
And the thing,
I
didn't even used to drink them times there, but man was there in it. And the thing is that I went so much, man knew what he was gonna say next.
Bro, he had Dave Chappelle down in London in a dungeon, like when Dave Chappelle wasn't even out and about like that. This is before Dave Chappelle coming back. So Kojo's done his thing in regards to comedy specials as well. What's the big theatre in Hackney? He did one in his hometown. Hackney Empire. Like he's done bits, innit? But he got to a point where he's in a weird space. It's like
he done radio for a bit. He
done radio for a bit.
Like he had a breakfast show on Choice.
Bro, he was on Wild and Out. He was in America for a little while as well. It's like sometimes we just forget people sometimes. So Donnie had to go and reinvent himself and went on Britain's Got Talent. And now looking like some of the judges like, But if that audience love it, there's a lot more laughs over there than are over here, innit? There's a lot more ha-has over there.
And the access has just become greater, because when Kojo was doing stuff, unless like you were in the know, you wouldn't have known. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said,
so like the
social media, those who play a part. Mo the comedian is able to reinvent himself. So to some people,
he's new.
They think Mo's from Instagram. We know he's not.
From the Sunday show.
Because you saw him Sunday show, you saw him grind, and we know what actually happened. But he created a new profile, a new identity, captured new attention off social media. So that plays a big part. Look at like an Estelle going over and doing American Boy and going to American Bussin'. If I was her, I would say fuck you niggas as well, bro. You wasn't showing me no love. Man's giving you free 1980, giving you bangers. Whatever reason, it wasn't set up here where like there was enough options. She wanted to down her thing.
People love 1980.
Yeah.
They actually like it.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to the instrumental, you're thinking, all right, cool. Like this could be playing like in the background when you're watching Match of the Day. You know, when they go through like, coming up next, and you hear 1980,
yeah, they God made me.
Even like just the instrumental, do you know what I'm saying? So like, I think she got to that point where she was like, all right, cool. I need to jump ship because, and I think around that time there was that argument that like people, from our scene or her complexion will only get to a certain position.
That was fair conversation. And there's credibility.
Yeah, because she was like, look at people like I think Duffy at the time with Warwick Avenue, and then Adele just came out with Chasing Pavements, and then obviously you had Amy Winehouse. These were the ones that were coined that they had the soulful voices.
But to the latter two though.
Catapulting,
but the latter two are fucking talented. Amy Winehouse and Adele, bro.
I'm glad you said that.
Listen,
they are.
I'm gonna support my sisters, but on this one, them two, they're super talented.
I think the argument is that we've got 100 of those.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You go to church now and you can find buried them.
I said that on here. You got to shut me down. I want to find the episode when I was like, I've heard better voices in the church. How many voices have you heard that are actually better than Adele, stronger than Adele? Have you heard many? Be honest.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, that's a very mad statement.
Yeah, bro, because I said it on here and I remember I got shot down.
The thing is that
he's supposed to look at me. I remember.
I can say that I have.
Yeah,
but some people just want to be that.
Because if you're in the church, you're singing better than Adele. Trust me, even pastors go, just sing a little bit, man.
Some people just, just want to be that. Just be in the church and singing.
If you're singing in the church and your voice is better than Adele's, at least give us a gospel album for fuck. Give us something.
But then, it's there's so many different reasons.
So now I hear you with Estelle in regards to like that argument definitely, and especially around that time period as well. And also the market was a lot bigger in regards. It's America. Who doesn't want to go?
Yeah.
Do you want to be here struggling to get on Channel U, or do you want to go be with Kanye West?
Yeah. And the thing is, she wasn't even looking for Kanye. She was looking for John Legend.
Yeah. And that's who helped.
She met Kanye and she was like, "Oh no, but I'm looking for John Legend." Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, sign her to the label, and then big song comes out with Kanye West, Grammy award winning, done whatever it did, and she's managed to kind of sustain a decent enough career in America and exist there to the point where she's got an American accent now.
Hey man, how many songs of Estelle do you actually know?
Free, 1980, American Boy. There was it's annoying because I was actually listening to the albums. She's got something. Is it Sean Paul on the new albums?
She had a song with Ross, which I liked.
Ross,
I can't even remember it, but I used to bump it heavy. She had Substitute Lover.
Substitute Lover's a banger. But bro, pull it on now, it's a banger.
It's a banger. She had rhythms, bro.
Yeah.
I remember when I first saw Estelle on Channel U. She had a song called Trickster featuring, I think it was Black Twang featuring Estelle, and I was like, okay. Twang. We see what you guys
more of a rapper
doing.
them times.
Yeah, she was a rapper them times.
I liked when she rapped.
Yeah.
I didn't believe her initially as a singer, but she won me over.
I still don't technically believe her as a singer.
If I let her do her thing, man. You just talking about Duffy and Adele.
I fuck with it. I fuck with it, man. Yeah, you could do your thing, man.
But the example of Estelle is someone like kind of like out of sight, out of mind. Also, the American market's bigger. You probably got a better lifestyle, so you're gonna chill over there.
Yeah, Poetry had to go out there, man. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And she came back over here recently. I see her posting like doing like, I'm outside Campbell or McDonald's doing like proper dope shots. Like, listen, we don't like everybody walking past us doesn't even know that's the lady from Poetry. She's just outside Campbell or McDonald's. She went to Brixton to link up with the man.
The lady that wrote for Michael Jackson,
people, and people just walking past her. You don't even know that's the lady from Poetry. So, but then you've also got like we was talking about Jeannie Asheray earlier. She for me did everything she'd do in this country. Did her thing. Was on Lenny Henry show. Was done bare bits. I even see her presenting live at the Apollo. Like she reached that point. Like she presented live at the Apollo. She got her mum to stand up in the middle of the audience. Mum was in full traditional attire with a bust down gele to the side, looking mean in the attire. And her daughter was up there, did her act, presented. She was the person holding down the show, but no one talks about it. Like, but that's the thing though. It's like if it doesn't happen in our space sometimes, she's over there excelling, in the mainstream space, like doing her thing.
How old is she? Do you know?
I don't know. She's grown in it.
What does that even mean?
That's the thing. Like, if you can't, like nowadays, you got to become like, especially if you're from the older generation, you got to become like some sort of meme. to kind of like go
That's
viral.
mad. It's true. That's true.
Like, and the thing is, like, I'll use Lenny Henry as an example. Yeah, he's someone that a lot of us know of. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he was essentially like the first one.
Bro, Lenny Henry show on a Friday night.
Own show.
You watch that with your parents.
Family.
But for this generation, he became a meme when he was at the Mobos and he started ringing off bare names, and it went viral.
Yeah, he was doing his own DMX challenge.
You're stupid. You're stupid, bro.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Donnie was ringing
I want to
off bare
thank
names.
Beatrice. I want to thank Sally.
And it sort of like it became a meme, and like I saw a few youngers on social media not knowing who this man was, and I'm thinking that's Lenny Henry, bro.
But it might tie into what you said earlier. It's just something that I hope we can touch on about. Some people get in some space and they kind of forget the man them or forget like us. And I have heard certain rumors about Lenny not being that welcoming to others in the space in that room, innit? And that doesn't surprise me. Not necessarily just him, just other people who become the one black.
Yeah.
And they don't really leave the door open.
And sometimes, bro, like it's very like it's easy to criticize, and it's hard to put yourself in someone else's shoes, especially at the time period where he first got his opportunity. He probably had the choice of like, if you take this, you just gotta run with it until you get yourself.
That.
To
you want to be in the room by
position.
yourself, bro? Are you not shook that they're gonna kill you? Where's your backup?
I mean,
what
bro,
kind of logic? For me, that's just mad logic, bro. I want more of me in the room so I can just feel safe. Like, yo, brother, listen over there. They're serving cold.
Nah, because
come with me over here.
No, because even
we got
on
the
a
warm
lower
rice.
level, even on a lower level, you get yourself a job, bro. How many people are you putting on into your job?
Me and Sosa have got each other many jobs over there. Like, I mean, bro, how many times?
Yeah, but like now that you're probably in a job where you've earned the most that you've ever earned. Yeah.
Cheers, Vance.
I'm just talking in terms of like career trajectory. Yeah. Like,
come on, keep gassing me up.
How many man have you put through in the job that you are in?
Bro, I think we passed probation. Yeah, relax, bro. Let me pass probation, and then I'll start busting the man then.
Exactly. So using that example.
But how long's Lenny's probation, bro?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to think
What?
I'm just trying to think of it like in two
Bro, that's
sides.
slave. Listen, I understand, but sometimes, like I've been guilty of it and I've been called out for it when I'm trying to do like devil's advocate. Bro, sitting on the fence, you're gonna get yourself injured, innit?
Of course.
Like I understand maybe you don't know from his side or maybe you know what he's actually done, but I don't feel those rumors come out of thin air. And I said it's not just him, and I can imagine many people like him who get into that space where you're the only one. Yo, like leave the door open a bit.
Yeah.
Like bust the man, the production companies.
Eddie Murphy
try
Eddie Murphy first bust, you're seeing Bear Man in his movies.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like Coming to America and you know, man did his thing.
Listen, some people don't feel they have the responsibility, but like I just feel, just even from that small example I made of just purely from safety point of view, bro, get some more man around you, bro.
And the thing is that like, was he writing like his shows? And if he was, then I'd imagine that he's got more equity, like more leverage to kind of say like, all right, cool, I've got these people. Or like, so maybe man just didn't have no mandem around in it. He just had no mandem.
Yeah.
You know, so
I've always found him really entertaining, engaging, intelligent. Was it 2 years ago? My sister graduated from university. He's the person that was like the MC for the day. He gave the speech. He gave the opening, closing statement. Like he was, I think he's like an honorary doctor at one of the universities in Birmingham, innit? And he's from obviously up north and stuff. So it's a big deal, bruv. The way the man was talking on stage, like he's a captivating individual. Like that side, the mainstream white audience find Lenny hilarious. I still find him funny. I've always found him funny, but I do want to explore, maybe not just today, at some point, that conversation around like some of our figures have been in certain spaces and maybe they didn't do the best that they could have done with the opportunity. Because I remember Skepta sitting down talking about his new album, Ignorance is Bliss, new album's called, about how he doesn't rate any older black male figures in the UK.
yeah.
And I can understand where that kind of comes from. Because now you've got like, Ian Wright seems to be doing a really good job of being around the man them. I know that's an extension of obviously relationship people like Poet. I see him talking like following random Donnies on Black Twitter. Like I see him just, and he's from the ends, his children. He's also even a conversation around like black adoption. He adopted a child. Like for me, he's got equity. You know, like a man's got, he's done this, so I can be like, You're one of the man. We love him.
Yeah.
We love him in terms of football
And the
space.
thing is that like obviously the people that you want to put on first, you would imagine is your family, right?
Of course, yeah.
So he's thinking, all right, cool. I've got a son. Yeah, I'm in football right now. I can put him on. Like if I bring my son to a club, I'm Ian Wright. Do you know what I'm saying? I may not have been like this big England international, but I'm a legend.
He's an Arsenal legend, bro.
I'm an Arsenal legend.
Arsenal legend.
You know, a Premier League legend.
Yeah.
So that from a surface level, man can do in it. But then obviously to the space that he's in now, he's probably looking around like, rah, I'm Ian Wright. I can actually be around the mandem and do what I can do.
He's
Especially
occupying
now,
that cool uncle space.
Yeah. Now, like, you know, you can create your own content now. You don't necessarily need the go ahead from such and such to create what you want to create. And him being Ian Wright, it's gonna grab people in it because like even like the older man them will still tune into a YouTube to see Ian Wright because to them, like watching man every week on Match of the Day ain't enough. Because you're not actually authentically being yourself. Although like man will give you the element of him in it. He comes in, he dresses how he wants. You know, man's flexing the gold tooth. That's us, innit?
Yeah.
Essentially. But then now we want to see you like where you can be 100% yourself. Where the patois starts coming out. That's Ian Wright.
Yeah.
You know, so I think there is an element to like, and so, bro, like you said, some of the elder statesmen that we had representing us, now they're showing their ass, bruv. People like John Barnes.
Moving mad.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Moving like a waste, man.
You know, so yeah, it's a tough discussion. You have to have these discussions with them in it to kind of understand where they're coming from.
Of course, that would also be a good element to have to actually sit down and be like, okay, what was it like for you? Maybe we're being a bit harsh on you because it's easy for me to say because I didn't live during that time period.
Yeah.
What was it like? What were you facing? How heavy was the burden on your shoulders? Innit?
And then like you still, because like we sit back and we see things like we get to view and analyze. We can now say like, rah, in this instance, you're moving mad.
Yeah.
You need to like let go of the instances or some of the struggles that they have to face. Yeah, they still have that chip on their shoulder, thinking that like, rah, man went through that. So what are you complaining about?
And that's what you're talking about. See, so I ain't got a clip, but the John Barnes thing he's talking about is I don't know what, for whatever reason, he's almost become like the poster boy for racial issues. So anytime the news want to talk about racism in football specifically, they will call him up in it. Even to the point now where now they called him, Donny's in bed. He didn't even bother to even get dressed. Donny was really in bed on FaceTime with his head against headboard just laying there. And like, he's been fairly consistent where I've backed him. Even stuff that he said where the status quo of black people may not like, I was like, you know what? I get it, innit? Now what he's done in regards to what Vans is saying, there was a young black footballer who's having issues called Jordan Sancho, who plays in Germany, and he was trying to invalidate his experiences by leaning on the fact, oh, he signed a new big contract. Is he willing to give the money up? He should be talking about the real things happening on the grass, on the ground level with guys in inner city communities. No, Jordan Sancho has been racist abuse whilst playing football in front of thousands of fans. He's entitled to talk about it, and just because he's rich doesn't mean it's any less. It holds less weight.
Man didn't come rich overnight, you know. Yeah. The thing is,
and he's from Kennington,
bro. And the main thing is that like, man don't get big contracts for nothing, innit? Yeah. You have to prove yourself in order to get these big contracts. You can't then say like to someone that's been racially abused, by thousands of people, when you're supposed to be doing what you love, to then be like, tell him to quit football then if he's complaining about it, and he'll really know what the real world is like.
And all they're doing is he's doing this
big man thing, Like, I haven't experienced any like overt racism, in a very long while, let alone being on the pitch and being subject to racial abuse where people are dashing like bananas at you, bruv.
And thousands of people saying as well.
And you want me to just let that slide because I'm earning money that I've managed to make for myself.
It don't make sense.
Fuck out of here, bruv. Yeah. You know? Don't do that.
And it just sounds like you're hating because you ain't had a chance to earn MPs. But you're a legend, bro. You're John Barnes, bro. Like, you forgot a whole rap. You was rapping.
Fam, got a whole song, fam.
Yeah, chill out, bro.
You know?
Don't be mad, fam.
You had your time, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Sometimes flog your uncle, man. Your uncle can get flogged as well, man.
Sometimes.
Bruv, next time you come in, You're getting served last. You're getting served last. So yeah, and I'm happy. I'm excited for Top Boy saying this Friday.
Yes,
we're gonna get it. So,
new faces on there. Dave's on there, right?
Dave's on there. Little
Sims is on there.
Obviously, Ashley D's back. Ashley Waters.
Yeah.
Kano's back on there as well.
Right.
So we'll see where the story goes and develops. Hopefully, Drake doesn't make an appearance on there. We thank you. We're happy that you helped us bring it back, but we don't need you on there.
Yeah, it will be a bit corny.
Yeah.
He's done great with bringing it back. Securing that Netflix deal. You know, we out here, man. We'll see what it's saying.
No, listen, it's dope, man.
I actually need to recap because I
did that across last week. I watched season 1 and 2 just to be up to speed again.
They're what, half an hour per episode?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. Okay.
But you get what's like 5? Is it 5?
5, yeah.
5 episodes per season, so you get through it.
Yeah, that's calm. Yeah.
But the way the story's told, you understand when you go watch it back again. You've obviously watched Top Boy, but like when you go watch it back again, you'll get why, and it develops very quickly. It's dope. Like, I really enjoyed Top Boy.
It didn't feel like 5 episodes, blood.
Yeah, do you know why? Because
maybe
it was on channel. It was on channel 4.
It's not more than 6. Surely not.
No. Nah, it probably was that. The thing is that because we used to watch it once a week.
Yeah,
we couldn't binge watch.
So you had to just digest it and then.
Yeah, I'm even wrong. See, it was in channel 4 initially. It got onto Netflix later.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, man. Like, we're pushing through small.
Getting there slowly, man.